go ahead and get started. Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Welcome to my channel. My name is Priscilla, and today we are going to pick out my TBR for June. Yeah, I cannot believe that it's already June. Like that's crazy to me. Like, we're already halfway through the year. Like, what do you mean? That's crazy. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I am counting down the days till it is fall. Like, that is my favorite season, and I am ready for it to be fall. But yeah, did I mention I'm gonna use the prompt jar for this? No, I did not. But yeah, for this month's, or for June's TBR, we're going to be using the prompt jar. I did fill it up with just random prompts that I found on Pinterest. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. And I am going to pick 5 books for June. I feel like, I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like June is going to be a good month for me. And I think the 5 books that I pick, I feel like I'll be able to read all those 5 books. Because usually, lately, these past few months, well, for May, I only read 2 books, but April, that was a really good month for me. I read 6 books. And then in March, I think before that, I've just been reading 3 or 4 books. But I have a feeling, I think June is going to be a good month for me. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and pick my 5 books for June. So let's see what the first book is going to be. Okay, a book with a one-word title. Alright, so let's see what my options are. A book with a one-word title. I don't think I have Alchemized, but I do not feel like reading this book in June. I feel like this is more of a fall book, so I'm gonna have to pass. I have Vicious, and I've had this book on my shelf for a hot minute, but I don't know if I'm in the mood to read this book. I've heard that this book is like Arcane, like our, what are their names? Victor and, I don't know what their names are, I forgot. But anyways, I've heard that this book gives off like Arcane vibes. So that sounds really good. Let's see, I'll read the synopsis. Victor and Eli started out as college roommates, brilliant, arrogant, lonely boys who recognized the same sharpness and ambition in each other. In their senior year, a shared research interest in adrenaline, near-death experiences, and seemingly supernatural events reveals an intriguing possibility that under the right conditions, someone could develop extraordinary, why can I not read today? Extraordinary abilities. But when their thesis moves from the academic to experimental, things go horribly wrong. That sounds really good. Let's see, let me see. And then this blurb says the writing and storycraft is Schwab's own superpower in all its dark 4-color comic book glory. I think I might go with this. Honestly, and I think this is the only option I have that's a one-word title. Let me make sure. I think we'll have to go with this one. And honestly, I think it's time for me to read this book because I bought this book like 2 years ago. So I think it's time. Alright, so this is going to be my first pick. So let's go ahead and let's go on to our second pick. Okay, oh, one fell out. I'll put it back in. Okay. A book by an author you've never read before. So can you guys see that? Okay, so I have a good amount of options here for this prompt. What should I go with? I've already read a good amount of books by Kristen Hanna, so I'm not gonna go with this option. I've never read a book by Coco Mellers. I've heard good stuff about this book. Blue Sisters. I've already read a book by Taylor Jenkins, so I can't pick that one. I've never read a book by Carly Fortune. I've heard this book is really good. I think there's a sequel that goes to this one. I'm not sure. Or I think it's like set in the same universe. I don't think it matters what order you read it in, but I'm not sure if I want to go with that one. I've heard really good things about this book, Against the Loveless World. Yeah, I've heard really good things about this book. Let's see what it's about. I might butcher some names, so I apologize in advance. Let's see. Nar, I think that's how you pronounce the character's name. Nar shares her life story from an Israeli solitary confinement cell. As a young woman, she dreamed of marriage and modern appliances, but found herself a jilted bride, struggling with displacement, refugeehood, abandonment, and sexual exploitation. A foul-mouthed critic and passionate dancer, Nar finally returns to Palestine, where she is transformed by the power of her roots, literature, and love. I'm gonna stop there. This is gonna be my second pick. That sounds so good. Yeah, so this is gonna be the second book. Alright, so let's go on to the third. Alright. Okay. A book set in a country you've never been to. So, okay, honestly, this would have been a good option for this prompt, but it's okay. Let's see what we can find. So, a country that I have never been to. Well, this one would be good because this one takes place in Syria. I've heard really good things about this book. I have been wanting to read it for a while. As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow. This one's gonna be a maybe. It's gonna be a maybe. It might be a maybe. I want to make sure that I pick like a good balance with my books. Have like a good balance, because so far this one, I know this one's gonna have like magic, and then this one, I feel like this one's probably gonna like break my heart, or I don't know. I feel like this one's gonna be an emotional read. So I just want to make sure that I have a good balance between the books I pick. So, a country that I've never been to. So I have this book. I don't know where it takes place, but I've heard that this book is a retelling of Cinderella, but you're reading it in the perspective of the stepmother. Like, you're reading it from the perspective of the stepmother. Does that make sense? You're reading the stepmother's perspective. Yeah, you're reading the stepmother's perspective. So yeah, this is a retelling of Cinderella, and you're reading it in the stepmother's perspective. So, in the perspective, you guys know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. I'm sure this would take place in some whimsical land. I don't think this country exists. What was the prompt again? A book with a one-word title. Which one was it that I picked? A book set in the country you've never been to. Okay. I wonder if this would count. Because I'm sure this takes place in a whimsical country, and this country does not exist. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I'm probably just making that up. Honestly, I think I might go with this one. Oh, but you know what? I've been wanting to read The Kite Runner by Khalil Hosseini. I think maybe I'll save this for July, because I already picked this one. But it doesn't matter. I love a good book that makes me feel emotional. Yeah, this is tough. And then there's this one. I have been wanting to read this one, and I've never been to Syria, so I think, you know what? We'll go with this one for my third pick. Sounds like a good idea, right? Alright, so on to the fourth book. Okay, let's see. A book set in a fantasy world. You guys see that? Okay. A book set in a fantasy world. So I could go with this one because I think this is kind of fantasy, right? Maybe not too heavy fantasy. It's a retelling of Cinderella, but you're reading it in the stepmother's perspective. Or there is The Rose Bargain. I've heard good things about this book, and honestly, I could go for a YA. So I think I'm gonna go with this one for my fourth pick. So real quick, let me read the synopsis. Okay, London, 1848. Ivy Benton is her family's last hope to restore their social standing. On her debut into society, she'll have one chance to bargain with England's immortal fairy queen. She doesn't intend to waste it. Then her debut season begins with a twist, a competition for Prince Bram's hand in marriage. It's a prize she must win, even if she's forced to accept the help of Bram's brother, the rakish Prince Emmett, to do so. But all fae bargains come with a cost, and Ivy may have discovered hers too late. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go this with my fourth choice. So, okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's pick my last book. A book you choose blindfolded. Okay, I don't have a blindfold. I can just close my eyes, or I can ask my husband to pick my last book for me. I think that would be a lot more interesting if I let my husband pick my fifth book. I think I'm gonna do that. Let me go ask him real quick. I'll be right back.
Am I going to be in the camera? Or?
You can if you want, or you can like just read from here. Okay, so my husband's right there, and he's going to pick my fifth book for me.
From any of this
Yeah,
card?
from anything from this card.
Let's see. Are you sure?
Just make sure, like, honestly, like, just don't pick these or that one.
Okay. Are these the books that you've already
These are
picked
the
up?
books that I've picked so far, so make sure, like, it's somewhat balanced in a way.
You know what would look really good in this lineup?
What? Oh, the Percy Jackson.
You want me to pick a different book?
Yeah, just one more. It's because I'm not in the mood to read that one.
That's why I said, are you sure any book?
I meant, like, okay, let me scoot these back.
Okay, hold
Okay,
on.
anything from, not this one.
Okay, I understand. I'm gonna go with... You've had this book for a while.
I have had it for a while.
I think this would be a good fit with what you have picked up.
Alrighty then. Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors.
Are you excited for that one?
Yeah, I'm excited.
You can read it with Jenna.
Read it with Jenna. I can. I don't know what that means.
I don't either. I see it in a lot of books.
I wonder if, like, maybe, like, on Audible or something.
Yeah,
or
probably.
Probably, like, that's the reader's name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'll have to look it up. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Love
Enjoy.
you.
Love you too.
Alright, so my husband picked Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors. So, alrighty then. So, let's do a quick recap. The 5 books that I will be reading in the month of June will be Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors, The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith, the 3rd book, As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow by Zulfa Katu. I apologize in advance if I butcher her name. The 4th book that I will be reading is The Loveless World. Oh, Against the Loveless World by Susan Abul Hawa. So, yep. And then the last book, Vicious by V.E. Schwab. So, yeah. These are my picks for the month of June. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to June. I feel like I have some really good picks. Honestly, I feel like none of them scream summer, but that's okay. Maybe this one, maybe because of, like, the colors, but regardless, that's okay. I'm excited. This is gonna be a good month. It's gonna be a good month. But yeah, thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.